The strange visitor John sat alone in his workshop, deep inside an old space station near the asteroid belt. Outside the window, stars blinked like tiny eyes watching him. The room was quiet except for the soft hum of machines and the sound of John's tools clicking against a broken drone. John was a skilled engineer. Once he worked for big Earth companies. Now he lived far from everyone. No noise, no people. Just machines and silence. That night, something strange happened. A sudden flash of light appeared outside the window, bright and quick like lightning in space. The lights in the station flickered. Then an alarm beeped on John's control panel. Unidentified object entering zone. The screen read. John stood up quickly. He grabbed his scanner and ran to the airlock. Through the thick glass, he saw something crash into the nearby rocky ground. It wasn't a meteor. It was a ship, a small, smooth, silver ship. Smoke came from its side. The front hatch was open. John's heart raced. He had seen many ships in his life, but nothing like this. He put on his spacesuit and stepped outside. Cold of space bit through the suit. The area was quiet and still. As John reached the ship, he saw movement. A tall figure came out of the smoke, a woman, but not human. Her skin was soft and glowing blue. Her hair floated like smoke in zero gravity. Her eyes were wide and full of fear. In her arms she carried something, a small body, not moving. John took a step back. Who are you?" The alien woman spoke, her voice trembling but clear. "Human. Fix my child," she said, "and I will give you any pleasure you want." John froze. "What?" She fell to her knees. The child in her arms didn't move. Its body looked part organic, part machine. Its chest lights were fading. Something was terribly wrong. "Please," she whispered, "help, before it's too late." John looked at her, then at the child. He didn't understand what was happening, but something inside him said, "Help her." He helped carry the child inside his workshop. The alien followed silently, her eyes watching every move. John placed the child on his workbench. The skin felt warm, but its circuits were cold. He connected his scanner to the child's system. Strange symbols appeared. He had never seen this kind of tech before. "This isn't human," he said. The alien mother nodded. "She's a biosynthetic. My only child. Her core is failing. Only you can help." "Why me?" The woman looked away. "Because your hands created her kind." John didn't understand. He had worked on machines, sure, but this was different. This was life. He checked the power systems. The energy flow was broken. The core pulse was slow like a heartbeat about to stop. He tried to connect his repair bot to the system. The bot sparked and shut down. "Your tech resists mine," he said. "You must adapt," she said, "or she will die." John sighed. He wasn't a doctor. He wasn't a hero. He was just a man who ran away from the world. But now the universe had dropped a dying alien child at his feet, and a mother who would do anything to save her. He opened the child's chest panel carefully. Inside, wires, glowing nerves, and a crystal. Heartbeat weakly. As he worked, he noticed something strange. A symbol. A small one. Hidden deep in the design. He had seen it before. It was his old project logo from years ago on Earth. His hands shook. How? How is this possible? He whispered. The alien mother said nothing. Her eyes were full of secrets. John looked at the child again. She wasn't just any alien. She was connected to him somehow, and she was dying. Outside, the stars watched in silence. Inside, a choice had to be made. Save her or lose something far bigger than he could understand. The broken alien tech. The child lay still on John's metal workbench. Her glowing chest flickered like a dying star. The alien mother stood beside her, silent, watching John's every move. John wiped sweat from his forehead. His hands moved carefully, slowly opening a panel on the child's back. He expected wires and metal, but what he saw was different living tech. The inside of the child pulsed like veins and shimmered like circuits. Half organic, half machine. He had never seen anything like this. This is not normal technology, John whispered. It's not meant to be, the alien mother said softly. She is more than tech. She is hope. Hope? That word hit John strangely. He didn't feel like hope. He felt like a man out of time forgotten. By Earth, lost in space, hiding from a past he didn't talk about. Still, something about the child felt familiar. John connected a basic scanner to her core. The screen blinked. Signal unstable. Structure unknown. Energy source corrupted. Then the scanner burned out, smoke rising from its ports. John cursed under his breath. Even my tools can't read her systems. She's rejecting everything. Human-made. The alien mother stepped closer. Her body was made by my people, but her mind was touched by humans. John frowned. What do you mean? She didn't answer. Instead, she walked to the window and looked into space. Do you know what it feels like to run? To carry your child across stars, knowing she could die before you find help? John looked at her, and for the first time, he didn't see a strange alien. He saw a mother, desperate and tired. He turned back to the child and connected an old neural probe, one he had designed himself years ago. It sparked for a moment, then connected. The child's body twitched. A soft, broken voice whispered through the speakers. System. Error, danger. Help me, Father. John froze. Father? He stared at the monitor. The voice was weak, but clear, and it had called him Father. That's not possible, he muttered. This can't be. The alien mother turned slowly. She recognizes your neural imprint. Your code helped shape her mind. John's breath caught in his throat. He remembered something years ago. A secret project on Earth. A mix of AI and synthetic biology. Something the government shut down after they called it too dangerous. He was one of the lead engineers. But the files were erased. The labs were destroyed. How did she get my code? He asked, voice low. She was part of your project, the alien mother said. But not on Earth. She was born later, far from there, built with your patterns, your logic, and your emotions. John stepped back as if the truth had hit him. In the chest, I didn't know, he whispered. I thought that part of my life was gone. No, the alien said. It lives in her. Suddenly, lights flickered in the room. A red alert appeared on the main screen. Unidentified ship. Approaching. Weapon systems active. John ran to the console. A dark triangular ship was moving fast toward the station. No ID, no message. They found us, the alien mother said. They followed my trail. Who are they? John asked. Not rescuers. She said coldly. Killers. They want her dead. John looked at the child. Her light was fading fast. He had little time to fix her. But now, danger was flying straight at them. She can't survive another hit, the mother said. John nodded. Then I'll fix her. But I need to go deeper. I need full access to her core. That means unlocking her memory, the alien said. It could kill her. Or save her, John replied. The mother looked at her child, then at John. Do it, she said. John connected his neural interface, a dangerous, direct link between mind and machine. He placed the headset on. The world went dark. Suddenly, John found himself inside a glowing space, a memory, a lab. Earth. Years ago. And voices. If this project works, we create the future. If it fails, we create a monster. Then everything faded except one line echoing in his head. Unit 7 is the key. She must be protected at all costs. John opened his eyes, gasping. The child's lights blinked stronger now. She was waking up. But outside, the enemy ship locked weapons. Time was running out. The hidden code, the alien child opened her eyes. Soft lights blinked across her chest. Her skin, metal, and flesh mixed, glowed faintly in the dark workshop. Her lips moved, but no sound came out. John leaned closer. Her eyes, silver, swirling, locked onto his. "You came back," she whispered. John stepped back. He had never met this child before. And yet, she spoke like she knew him. The alien. Mother stood nearby, her face tense, eyes full of both fear and hope. "I told you," she said. "Your connection to her is deeper than you know." John's mind was spinning, the voice he heard inside her systems, the logo he found on her inner panel, the memory he had just seen when he connected to her core. This wasn't just a machine. This wasn't just an alien child. This was a living code, written partly by him. John turned to his computer. He downloaded a full memory core scan from the child's system. Symbols, colors, shapes flooded the screen, alien and chaotic. But hidden between the strange language was something familiar. Lines of code. In English. He zoomed in. It was his old code. Line by line, command by command. John saw the exact neural patterns he had designed years ago for Project Alea, a band a human experiment Earth had buried deep. He thought the files had been destroyed, but somehow they were here. In her. Suddenly, the screen blinked. File found. Alea _ v3.7 _ personal _ KUY. John opened it. A hidden message appeared on the screen. It was a video file. The image was shaky. A younger John sat in a dark lab, tired but smiling. "Complete," the video version of John said. "This is Unit 7, the most advanced neural synthetic child we've created. Her brain patterns are partly human, partly self-learning AI. I've embedded a secret memory into her system. In case things go wrong." John paused the video. "A secret memory?" he muttered. The alien mother stepped forward. "That's what they want. That's why they're chasing her. She carries more than life. She carries a map." "A map?" John turned to her. "To what?" The mother hesitated, then finally said, "To a weapon. Or a cure." Before John could ask more, the alarm blared again. Enemy ship docking in 15 minutes. John's hands flew across the keyboard. He needed time. He needed access. He clicked deeper into the file system and found something new, a memory node. Labeled, "For him only." He hesitated, then opened it. Suddenly, the child spoke again. Her voice was clear, calm, and strangely human. "Hello, Father. I was made to remember you, to trust you, to lead you to what was lost." John's chest tightened. "How do you know me?" he asked. Her silver eyes shimmered. "Because you built my heart and hid yourself inside it." John stared at her, then at the code. He zoomed further in and saw something impossible. A digital fingerprint, his own brain scan, encoded in her system. He hadn't just helped design her. He had left a part of himself inside her. Meanwhile, outside, the enemy ship moved closer. They weren't here to talk. They were here to erase everything. Her, him, the truth. The child looked at John again. "The others want to end this," she said. "But the answer is still inside me. Will you help me unlock it?" John nodded slowly. "I will." She reached out and touched his arm. Her fingers were warm. And then the room changed. Suddenly, John wasn't in the station anymore. He was inside her memory. A city appeared, shattered buildings, fire in the sky, people running. It looked like Earth, but not the one he remembered. It was a vision, A warning. If they win. The child's voice echoed, "This is what will happen, but there's still time to stop it." The scene shifted. He saw coordinates, maps, star systems flashing quickly. Then, a final message burned across the stars. Project Aliyah was never shut down. IT was stolen. John gasped. He opened his eyes back in the workshop, heart pounding. Outside, the enemy ship docked. Inside, truth had awakened. The child turned to him and said, "They're here for me. But I was made for something greater. You have to choose. Father, hide or fight." John clenched his jaw. This wasn't just about fixing a child anymore. This was about finishing what he started. And saving everything. The Forbidden's project, the station shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. Lights flickered. A loud, slow rumble echoed through the metal walls. They had docked. The enemy ship was here. John stared at the child. Her glow brighter. Now her eyes full of something new. Awareness. He didn't have much time. If they came through that door, they would kill her. And him. "Lock the bay doors," he said to the AI system. Locked. Temporary shield active. Estimated breach in 20 minutes. John turned back to the child and her mother. "We need answers. Fast." The child spoke. "Then follow me." 1. More time. She reached out again, and the world around John vanished. Memory space, classified LAB Earth, 10 years ago. John stood inside. A lab filled with glowing tubes and deep hums. Walls covered in charts, cables running like vines, and glass tanks filled with half-formed synthetic life. At the center, a girl in a sleep pod unit 7. Young, still forming, artificial, but alive. A man's voice echoed in the lab. "The Aliyah project is progressing beyond expectation. Synthetic children can now feel, remember, even choose. But the council fears them. They plan to shut us down." Another voice, John's own, answered. "Then we hide what matters. We encrypt the core memory and scatter the rest." Earth is not ready. The lab doors opened. Soldiers walked in. "Shut it down, now." Flames erupted. Screams. Darkness. Back to the PRESANT. John gasped and pulled off the neural headset. He looked around, sweating, heart pounding. He finally remembered. He didn't just work on the Aliyah project. He protected it. He helped hide the last living part of it inside this child, and erased his own memory to keep her safe. He stood up. "They tried to erase you, to erase what we built." The alien mother nodded. "I found her signal years later, hidden deep in lost space. I gave her a body. I became her guardian." John looked at the child. "But someone followed you." The child closed her eyes. "They aren't from Earth anymore. They serve something else. A group called the Cleansers. They want to destroy all mixed life, anything not fully machine or fully organic." John's mind raced. "So they'll destroy her just because she's both?" "Yes," the alien mother said. "And you, because you created her kind." Boom. Another hit rocked the station. The countdown began flashing. Bay doors compromised. Breach in 10 minutes. John walked to his storage unit, pulled out an old metal box, and opened it. Inside, a black wristband with a red crystal in the center, the prototype key. He slipped it on. The child tilted her head. "You still have it. It's the only way to unlock her full memory," the mother said. "But it's dangerous." "I don't care," John said. "We're out of time." He pressed the red crystal. The room dimmed. A voice whispered from the air. "Key accepted. Unlocking Project Aliyah core." The child gasped and her body lit up. Her chest split slightly, revealing a small silver orb rising out. It spun in the air, then projected a map of space. Stars. Systems. Locations marked in red. "What is that?" John asked. The alien mother answered softly. Every place where Project AELI's data fragments were hidden, scattered across galaxies. Each one holds part of the truth. The child whispered, "Together, they can fix everything, or destroy everything." Suddenly, the alarm screamed. Intruders detected inside hallway. Defense systems offline. John ran to the door and armed the last 2 blasters he had. He looked back at the child. "You said I had to choose," she nodded. "And you did. Now we fight." The alien mother stepped forward too, pulling out a glowing blade from under her coat. "We protect her, or no one survives." Footsteps echoed closer. The lights outside the room turned red. John aimed at the door. His hand didn't shake this time. He finally remembered who he was and what he had built. The attack begins. The air inside the station had changed. It was heavier, now thick with fear, silence, and something worse. Purpose. John stood near the sealed lab door, gripping a blaster with both hands. Behind him, the alien mother stood tall, calm, holding her glowing blade. And between them, the child still glowing faintly, her silver eyes scanning the room. Boom. The steel hallway door shook again. Another blast. Another dent. They were almost in. John's station had no defense crew. No backup. Just an old engineer, an alien mother, and a half-living child connected to a lost past. Yet somehow, John didn't feel powerless anymore. He remembered everything now. The project. The betrayal. The shutdown. And what this child truly was, not a weapon. Not a machine, but a key. Suddenly, the lights went out. All of them. The station turned pitch black. A cold voice came through the speakers. "John Carter, step away from the construct. This is your final warning." John raised his weapon. "You know what she is. That's why you're afraid." The voice responded, slow and sharp. "She's a glitch in the future, one we intend to erase." Then silence. Click. Footsteps. John switched to infrared vision. 4 shadows moved through the hallway. Humanoid, armored, silent, not soldiers, not fully human. Their helmets glowed red. Their movements were too clean. Cleansers. John whispered to the alien mother, "When I open fire, protect the child." She nodded. The first shot came from the darkness. A plasma round ripped through the air and melted part of the wall next to John. He dove, rolled, and returned fire, striking one intruder straight in the chest. The figure dropped without a sound. The others rushed in. The alien mother leapt forward with lightning speed. Her blade sliced clean through a second attacker. Sparks and synthetic blood spraying the air. John ducked under a swing. Fired twice, missed the first, hit the second. Then the lights came back on, and everything stopped. There, standing at the center of the doorway, was something different. A man. No helmet. Human face. Eyes cold like ice. Skin pale, body enhanced with silver veins pulsing just under the skin. John lowered his weapon slightly. "I know you," he said. "You were part of the project. Lead data architect, Dr. Voss." The man smiled, slow and cruel. "I was," he said, "until I saw what you were building. A mistake, a danger. You helped design her." "I helped erase her." Voss stepped forward. "She holds too much power. She can change minds, rewrite systems. She's the first of a new kind. That's why she must die." The child stood up. "She doesn't want to fight," John said. "She just wants to exist." Voss looked directly at her. "That's exactly the problem." Suddenly, the child's voice echoed stronger than before. "I remember you now. You tried to shut me down. You put a virus in my dreams." John looked at her. "What virus?" The child turned her eyes toward John. "He made me forget. But it's breaking now." She raised her hand slowly. A pulse of blue light flowed from her fingers. Voss flinched. "Stop her!" he shouted, but it was too late. The child's pulse spread through the room, calm, soft, like a wave of light. The walls trembled, the consoles flickered, and every screen lit up with her voice. Accessing hidden files, unlocking memory lock, Project Aliyah reborn. The cleanser soldiers froze in place, their systems glitching. One by one, they dropped. Sparks flew from their helmets. Voss shouted, drawing a weapon, but the alien mother was already there, her blade at his throat. John stepped in. "No more lies," he said. The child walked forward, now glowing brighter, stronger. "He's not alone," she said. "There are more, watching, waiting." John looked up at the cameras, all red lights blinking. "Then we'll show them," he said. "Show them what?" asked the mother. John turned to her, fire in his eyes. "That humanity didn't fail. It evolved." Behind them, the map reappeared. Planets lit up, safe houses, data caches, old labs. Pieces of the puzzle. The child looked at John. "Are you ready to finish what we started?" John nodded. "Yes, let's bring it all back." Outside the station, a dozen more ships moved into formation. This was only the beginning. The truth revealed. The room was quiet now. The enemies lay broken. The lights stopped flickering. But inside John's mind, chaos had just begun. He stared at the glowing child who stood in the middle of the lab, her silver hair floating, her chest light now steady. She looked stronger, older, wiser. "Who are you?" he asked softly, almost afraid of the answer. The child tilted her head. Her voice was calm, but deep with something that felt ancient. "I am not just your creation, John," she said. "I am your continuation." John stepped back. "What does that mean?" She raised her hand, and the console lit up again. A new file appeared, one John had never seen before. Project Aliyah Code Black. Human Archive Backup. He opened it. A video played. It was the old lab again, but this time, the camera faced a cryo-pod. Inside it, John. Younger. UNMOVING. Then a second John appeared on screen. The one standing, recording the message. "If you're watching this," the recorded John said, "then you woke up. That means the world is gone, or worse, they found her." John's stomach turned. The voice on the video was him. But the words made no sense. "You agreed to this. We backed up your consciousness into the child's memory vault. We placed a clone body, your current body, on the edge of the system. With false memories, the real you. Stayed behind." The screen went dark. John's mind was spinning. He looked at the child. You held me inside you?" She nodded slowly. "Until you were ready, until the danger returned." The alien mother stepped forward. "The cleansers hunted your memory. They believed if you were gone, the Aliyah line would fail. But I preserved you inside her core, not as code, as soul." John dropped into a chair. Everything he thought was real, his past, his escape to this quiet station, his work fixing drones, was a story, a mask, a way to hide him from the ones who wanted him erased. "You weren't just chosen to fix her," the child said. "You were born again to protect her." John looked at his own hands. They shook now, not from fear, but from truth. "You put me in her. You made her carry me," he said. "No," she replied. "You did." Another file opened, a contract, signed by him, a last message. "If they come back, let me come back too." John stared at it. His own final order. He had once believed in this future so deeply, he was willing to be forgotten just to protect it. Then a new voice echoed through the station. Deep, robotic. Incoming broadcast from Earth Command. Top level clearance. John looked at the screen. An old man appeared, gray hair, dark suit, tired eyes. He spoke slowly. John Carter, if you're alive, then she's alive too. We were wrong. About everything. We need your help. The feed. Cut. The room stayed still. Then the child looked at John. They're not calling to save me, she said. They're calling because I'm their only chance now. John stood up. His face was calm now. Focused. They abandoned you. Hunted you. And now they're begging. She looked at him carefully. Will you go? He didn't answer right away. Instead, he walked to the console, brought up the galaxy map again, and marked a new location. Earth. I'm not going back to forgive them, he said. He looked at the child. I'm going back. To finish what? We started. The alien mother stepped beside them. Then we move fast. The cleansers won't wait. Outside, space glowed with red tracking signals. Ships circling. Watching. The child reached for John's hand. Warm, real. I was made from your mind, she said. But I chose my own heart. And John understood. She wasn't his machine. She was his daughter. Not by birth, but by bond. Not. Built. Chosen. The final stand. The stars above Earth no longer twinkled. They burned. Warships massive, black, silent, moved in orbit like vultures circling a dying world. Earth's defense satellites blinked, warning of impact. But no one fired, because down below, the planet's leaders were still waiting. Waiting for one man. Waiting for John Carter. Inside a fast, modified ship, John stood at the front window. The child stood beside him. Her glow was steady now. The silver threads in her skin shimmered like starlight. Her eyes, once innocent, were now something more strong, calm, ready. The alien mother sat behind them, silently watching. Earth grew larger in the window. John had once escaped this place. Now he was returning, not to ask, not to beg, but to end. It 1 hour earlier, approaching Earth orbit. Are you sure about this? The mother asked. John nodded. I started it. I'll finish it. The child added quietly, not alone. John looked at her. You know what might happen. I was created to carry this burden, she said. But I chose to carry it with you. Their hands touched, briefly. In that moment, no machine spoke. No alien. Just two souls. Bound by memory and choice. Earth Space Command broadcast Arum, the world's last leaders, sat at a long table. Screens behind them showed the child's. Ship approaching. She's coming, one officer said. Do we open fire? The old man director Lorne shook his head. Not unless we want to end everything. She's a weapon. She's a warning, Lorne said, and maybe our last chance. Inside, the HFY alarms rang. Target locks were detected. John activated manual landing mode. They don't. Trust us, he said. Then show them why they should, the child replied. Suddenly, her chest glowed not with light, but data. A projection filled the ship. Every memory, every moment. Every lie the world had told about the Alea project. John saw it. So did she. So would Earth. All the betrayal. All the fear. And all the hope. Final descent over ER. The child stepped forward. Her voice went across all frequencies. This is Unit 7. I was made by your fear, raised in hiding, hunted for being both more and less than you. But I remember your kindness too, your brilliance, your pain, your dreams. She paused, and I forgive you. The ships above Earth turned. Not to fire. To listen. John whispered, they're hesitating. Then one enemy signal blinked red. Not Earth's, a cleanser ship, a massive cruiser uncloaked behind Earth's moon. Nitrogen monoxide, the mother shouted. They followed us here. The child turned, eyes glowing. They came for the core. Inside her chest, the Alea core began to hum. pulsing orb of energy and memory. John reached for her. You can't use it. You might. I know, she said. I'll go with you, John said firmly. The child shook her head. You already did. She turned to the alien mother. Thank you for being my heart. Then to John, and thank you for being my soul. And with one breath, one choice, she flew out of the ship. Toward the enemy cruiser. Space. Above ERT, the child moved like a comet. Her body flared with impossible light. The cleansers fired, but her energy bent their weapons. She reached the cruiser and entered it. Then silence. For 5 full seconds, everything stopped. Then a wave of white-blue light exploded from the cruiser. It didn't destroy. It rewrote. Cleansers. Ships blinked out, systems erased, minds freed, weapons turned to dust. The sky cleared. The war ended. But the child was gone. 1 week later, Earth as your face. John sat in a garden. Real earth grass beneath his boots. The sun warm. The world alive. He held a silver pendant in his hand. Inside it, a faint light still pulsed. She's not gone, he said quietly. The alien mother sat nearby. She's part of the code now, part of every system on this planet. She changed them, all of them, without killing a single one. She became what they feared most, the mother, said. John smiled. Something better. Final scene. SDR. Somewhere in deep space, a child's voice whispered into the dark. Father, I see more now. I feel more. I am not finished. A new star blinked into view. Not a sun. A signal. She had become something beyond machine, beyond human, beyond alien. A guide for the next generation.